Hello, and welcome to another session here. We were rudely interrupted by a maddening case of hiccups. So this time we are free and clear. We're ready to go ahead and finish what we started. Let's go ahead and jump into the project. And let's open up our mixer. And we had some sidechaining going on. I believe we just got into the drums when we were rudely interrupted. So let's go ahead and take a look and play back what we are looking at here. This is some cue. We just started. Yeah, and all of this really isn't necessary either. I do feel loss of presence. Let's do something like that. And then the auxiliary drum kick there. And you know what? We should really bust this one out as well. I think we're really just using like so we got three that I think we're really using. So let's go ahead. See. Let's go 3, 4, and we'll receive from auxiliary drums. 3, 4. I see. Well, it is working. Five, 6. This should be 7, 8. 5, 6. No MIDI. No MIDI. Please. Receive auxiliary drums. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's go ahead and remove the masters. Send and receive it at the same time. Let's receive these separately to the drum bus. Okay, and we can pretty clearly hear the difference there. There's definitely like a low and a higher version, so that is clear. Oof. A lot of weird stuff going on here. This is the pocket for that one. I feel like that kick is damn near invisible. Let me put a compression on this kick. And I think we're going to boost the gain. Negative 18 is way too low for what we're going for. I love that this one doesn't get bigger. Maybe even be a little heavy. Wow, that's boosting a lot. I think we're missing something to the equation here. Okay. This one recommends 4 dBs of cut. What about on that? So already we've gone from this. There's a lot of volume being added. Okay. I just felt like dancing to that one. Crazy toms, dude. You got crazy ass toms out there. What the heck is this thing? It's such a goofy fill. It's pretty crazy if you ask me. No, there's something weird in there. Ooh, and I know there's something in there. I think we got a little bit of funkiness right there. There's a lot of fine stuff too. Maybe something like that. Something funky going on there. Even that I'm going to bump down just a little bit, but I think we're going to leave this off as a low pass. Gets hit. We don't need it. Goodbye. Let's do a tom bus. So what we're doing here is we're moving the toms to go to a certain bus that will then go to the overall drum bus. And we're going to give these all a little compression together here. Can't ring or chop this hit at all either. Leave this off there. Wow. we do for the overheads on here? A slower attack and a slightly slower release. That's about what I was looking for. We're going to get rid of the tambourine and the chop. What a crazy cut. But yeah, I really didn't like a lot of the mids there. And we could, but we just as soon could do this. Missed the hi-hat. How could I? I thought there was a drum bus one. Oh, there's a drum bus one. Very subtle room bus there. Give the snare a little more room to breathe. That sounds a little fuller than it did before. I'll give it that. Okay, let's see here. Let's do the same drum buses before. Okay. And let's go ahead and kick on the compressor for this one. This always drives it crazy. Now what we're doing here is we're side chaining. So we're taking that bass low and it's cutting volume when this kicks in. And I have it doing a little bit before and a zero attack, so it should be cutting before it even hits the kick, giving it a nice cushion. Yeah, there's a lot of this area that could be removed. Guess that could have also. More drum buzz. Okay. Wanted specifically a lot of saturation on these. And no compression on this guy. I don't think this is doing anything for it. Interesting. I'm going to do a brief intermission. I'm going to come right back. I've been fishing all day, and I smell like fish. And I'm going to go take a moment, try to wash my hands, go to the bathroom, and see if I can fix this before I keep going. Sorry if that's TMI, but your boy was catching fish today, you know what I mean? Alright, I'll be right back. Like 60 seconds or less. Alright, we're back. I doubly washed my hands. We'll see what happens here. May just need to be a shower and change clothes. I think something like that's appropriate. No, that could use some sort of drop. like this one so much, I'm thinking about using it for the very end. That's a little crazy, I think, maybe. It's a little funny. It's a little funny. We'll hold it for now, but I don't think that's going to be the one. Alright, this is for the drums. So I'm just trying to get a good balance between these. So now I have the drums pretty much completely EQ'd and compressed, and I have a little bit of saturation added. I could probably do a little more, but I don't want to get too crazy into it. I'm thinking, like, in my mind, I was thinking about adding a parallel kick. But I'm already sidechaining the bass. So I think we're going to call it where it's at. So now we're just trying to adjust and get a good level between these. And what I've found, and there's plenty of examples, you can take a ton of famous songs and then go in and they have isolated like bass and drum channels. What I like about this right now, is the drum specifically, is I feel like it has a good blend between the natural kit and the like auxiliary samples that we use. Like that snare, definitely that fake one it's almost cartoony to me, but I really do like what it adds. And then the clap does add just a little bit of snap to that the verse area. But we want the bass to be just below the drums. Matter of fact, if we were to take this off and do so now let's take it again. Now we're trying to get the guitar bust out right. Go to 0. yeah, let's go back to the beginning. I want to hear how the sound effects are coming in. Makes me wonder if we could fit something else in there. That's kind of the thing I was thinking. No, that ain't gonna cut it. But there may be another one that's deeper that will. Well, maybe it won't have the same attack, but it'll be better. Something like that's pretty subtle. That might be the more appropriate level, because we don't want it to be too in the front. We want it to be really supporting. Something like that is kind of the angle I'm thinking at least. Alright, we stuck the landing. I'm gonna say we're gonna be just fine the way it is. Funny little drum fill. And we got a really, really crunchy bass on this one. This bass is not going down without a fight. Something like that might be better for this application. A little subtler. I know I rolled off from the precious high end. We were just getting a lot of crunch, and so I'm just bringing it home. I'm feeling like this might be pretty much as far as it goes. up on top. Not really a heavy difference. I hear a little bit of bass getting cut off, but I was doing that a little bit on purpose too. I kind of want that wavering thing, so I'm really not trying to compress this. I think we might even just remove that. It's just a slight texture on top. It is pretty loud, but it's leading at the very end. So let's listen from the top here. Now that we got everything touched. Yeah, I think everything's touched. I mean, I could do some stuff on the sound effects. I'm not really that worried about it. They're just kind of like impacts and stuff. I mean, it's so individual with that one. You'd almost have to apply the EQ or whatever to the effect. That might be a better way to go. I'm not that worried about it. If there's something that stands out, I will correct it, but most of them are just here and gone. So as long as it kind of hits the flow right and the mix has it like appropriate volume, it's really not something that I think stands out as a big deal or problem. I will go through and you'll see me edit the item volumes, and then I'll try to get like a good bass line for the fader. I do like that. Just a little bit. I feel like it gives a little more like gravity or like a glide to that move there. And something about this drum set, I feel like the drums level on the output is lower than it should be. And I'm not sure why. Yeah, it's zeroed out on the fader. So it could be something with Kontakt, but a lot of these I had to push the drums much harder than I usually would. And I feel like that snare is really pumping. Ratio 30. Let's go for parallel kick. And it would perceive the same thing as this one, which is drums 3/4 to 1/2. Send it to the drum bus. There it is. I should probably render some stuff just to freeze in place or whatever it is. but we're awful close to just wrapping it. Yeah. A little harder. We should have one a little more. Wish I was gonna push into this harder. Let's see about this. Let me put on a libata. This is a little spooky. Get rid of some headroom. I think somewhere around there is like a low audible, but I think this one should get maybe flare, which I think is like a plan. What a crazy ones. I like spaghetti jazz. Let's listen to that. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. The classics. Okay. Not quite the effect I was hoping for. I'm looking for... I think this one should actually be the 76. Just for... Let's go back to the bridge. Okay, so let's take it back to here. See, I feel like that is just straight up. Maybe 2.5. That would be like a good medium. Is this landing back at 1? Nah, I think even 2. It's taking the original signal with all the stuff cut out. We're going through the delay, which is a pretty long delay, I'd say. And then it's going through this, which is doing compression, saturation. It's also, again, cutting the highs and lows. And then we have the saturation, and we hit the reverb. Then we're doing that. Maybe we can do like that. It's a little tighter when I do it like this. the fact that it was changing it that much just told me that I should dial back the saturation just a little bit so it's not pushing as hard. I feel like if I drop it anymore, it'll be inaudible, so we're going to leave it right there. Wow, with that high rolled off, this part does hit different. That bass is you can tell. It's okay. I think it's good. It feels more controlled. I'm just surprised it made such a big difference here. About moving the ventricality, so maybe I'll have it go into the dude wind sailing. I don't even know what that's called, but maybe I'll have that guy come in, and then after the blink, it go boom, ventricality, because that would be cool for ventricality. It is comical alone. And let's do one more round through the whole thing. We'll take it nice and easy here. I think we're getting to the end of this one. I don't know how much more there is to do. There's like maybe a little bit of mixing, maybe a little bit of automation, and then we just have some mastering to worry about. Which mastering is exactly the same as it was in the last one. It's I like using the plugins I have. I have Ozone. I'm not really just set and forgetting it like a smoker. It is a process. So I just like to use it as a guide. Especially with this, we actually have a reference track. Granted, the reference compared to what I have is not even close. But it's like the same core like vibe with like the rock energy, but it does depart pretty heavily. A lot of the structure was built around it originally as well. Like I was just like, okay, like what are they about this long? So what do they have? And what kind of sections did they use? Like I just kind of looked at like that kind of stuff. Kind of like an invention. Like okay, like this fit this shape. What was the components to this? And then I broke it down, and I just made completely original parts over like a similar layout of components. And then granted, we varied the outro. Instead of a bass and drum thing, we're doing completely acoustic. It's like understanding like this is how a professional did it, and then we're gonna try to flow along the same lines, and we'll only divert when it's artistically necessary to do so. Same thing like I really was proud of the second bridge here. I really liked how the acoustic layers came out on top of it. But that wasn't in the reference track. But I can still use a reference track in Ozone to say, hey, we're looking for something that sounds like this. Like, we want this kind of like curve to the whole thing. We'll see if that meshes. And since it is like again like just another rock track, it should mesh to a good degree. Ideally, we could see it go a flat curve, and it's like you're already there, and you're great. But that's not super likely. It's more likely that there's going to be big humps somewhere. Instead of trying to fix those QIs, they're like, oh, we'll do this all after. I try to go in and see what instrument I could produce and stuff like that. So it's kind of interlaced with a certain mixing. So I mix it to taste, and then I look at that and I go, a little bit more of this would be better here. And of course, once we have it mastered, then we still got to listen to it on with the devices. Once we listen to it in different formats, in different places, we're like, okay, this is what's working. This needs to be sacrificed. Like, I'll give a little bit of the high end of this thing to make it come cleaner on a phone. You know what I mean? If it sounds better on the device, most people will be listening. And that might be worth the trade. I'm just yapping through the whole thing. But we've heard this 900,000 times now. Alright. Yeah, I don't even know what would be next in this. We might be able to kill this thing. Let's see what time we're at. So we've crossed an hour. We might as well see if we can wrap it. I mean, not completely wrap it. Like, let's see if we can get a good master on this. We'll watch one more time through, just because I was talking through the last one. I feel like the bass is sticking out a little bit too much on the high end. I think the bass low needs to be raised. Yikes. Maybe it's because there's compression. So we can go back in here. What if we did auto makeup? Auto makeup might be undoing exactly what we did. What was it? Acoustic guitar fifth fret? No, it must not have been. Wow, to go back and remember it is crazy. Let's grab a pick. I make my life a little easier. And we got some of the beacon. So let's go back and let's listen to it. I think the bass is better adjusted. I think it's gonna be just fine here. Put a little lotion in his hands here. It's lost a certain edge. That bass line. Unbelievable. I'm going back on my last move. I feel like it's not hitting as hard. Let's do that. Let's and be peaked again. Woo! That's not hot. It must be the guitar bus. I don't know. I'm not sure. There's the je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi. I don't know what's missing. There's something though. Let's add ozone. We're just doing something to do something. I am at I don't even know what you call it. I am at a hard stop. I'm at a what do I do here moment. Let's see. Instead of waiting for audio, well, I guess it's gonna need it no matter what. We got the rock though, that's nice. Okay, let's see if I can find where this is saved. Let's go downloads maybe. Nope. Let me think, where would this audio be saved? Okay. I wonder if I could pull it from the video. Is it on my desktop? I don't even know where it is, to be perfectly honest. UTV videos, it goes right to peaks. How could it? I don't know where I would find. It's not an audio. That's why. Oh man, I think I would have to export this one and use that as the reference to pull this one into. So let's try it. I'm gonna mute everything but okay. Alright, and we'll go example track. Not quite ready, sorry. No, don't save those. We'll go to oof. Just downloads, please. Oh, we'll even do wave. Thank you. Overwrite, please. Yeah, I think I found a problem. I knew that was gonna happen. We lost it. We lost it with that last one. Oh. Oh. Where were we? Ladies and gentlemen, we've had our first crash. I pushed it too far. It said we were almost through it. I pushed it to its limit. We found it. We found it, ladies and gentlemen. The limit is there. That was it. Trying to render something and then render it again and then render it again and then overwrite. The overwrite. That's what did it. Unbelievable. Well, can't say it's my worst because it's all on tape. So I think what we're going to do from here is I'm going to use this stream to literally rebuild the project to the point of our crash. And as long as I'm on this, because I was like getting to the point where I was gassed out. I was like, I don't even know what to do next. What the, where are we? Like, I was just like, okay, I could do this, I could do that, but it was like so minimal. So I think we're gonna see where we were, and then we'll pick it up from there. Because on the next one, I'll have that all worked out for us, which will likely be tomorrow. Um, yeah, but until then, thanks for hanging out. It's been a blast. We are at like a hour 30, so we'll see how this does. If you've been watching, I appreciate you. What the heck? Throw a like down there. Let me know you're here. Let me know you enjoyed it. If you hate it, just leave a comment and just let me know how much you don't like me, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, I hope there's something to learn from this. We did do everything, and then we'll see how much we lost and how much we'll have to be caught up on. But yeah, thanks for tuning in again. See you on the next one.